Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing a cast of a replay from the mighty Hupsaiya, the Reefer Lord Dumpster King himself, who perhaps is now better known as that guy whose heckin' town burnt down, including the house he was sleeping in. So well done to all of you wonderful people who helped him out at the time. I know a lot of people in the StarCraft community were very generous and it helped him bounce back. And as you know guys, when your house burns down, it's time to clown, and so here we have a replay of what Hoop promised to me was a cannon rush, and Hoop of course is the kind of guy that rags on cannon rushing for hours at a time on my stream and many others, and then goes ahead and just cannon rushes himself frequently. His opponent is none other than Meomaika, who recently beat Maru, and Maru is of course some Terran, so let's dive right on in.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun. He chrono boosts immediately, very professional. Okay, he sends a probe out instead of just rallying it there, but we can forgive him that. He likes to take control, so the probe has been waiting around for a few seconds, but that's fine. No big deal. Meomaika's on 15 out of 14 supply, so that's a little gas trick. And Hoop seems to be going the long way round. He's going to put down his forge. No! He actually misclicks his forge. See if he can rectify this. There we go. We're going to rectify... There we go. That's the crucial part of any cannon rush. Very good. And now he opts for 2 probes, sending that across the map. Actually, the second one going the normal way, so it just looks like a gate scout, perhaps, if an overlord sees it. Here we go with the first pylon. And there's the first pylon. That is the better one. You could put it where the probe is right now as the first pylon, but I think the one that he puts down is best, because that one can be shifted back very easily if it's targeted by drones. And Meomaika actually opting not to pull anything. He must know that this is happening. Okay, now he knows that this is happening, so it's a bit too late for him to pull. He was just caught off guard completely by this. So advantage Hoop, of course. Sorry guys, I know most of you call him Hupsaiya and Hup, but I just call him Hoop, and it's never going to change, so let's just get on with that. Alright, so something to note here is that Hoop is showing that he doesn't watch my stream nearly as much as he pretends to by building 2 low ground cannons for absolutely no reason. There is actually just no point to this cannon. You won't see anyone of the 6k and above cannon rushes put this second cannon down. There's just no value in it. This is going to get cancelled, most likely. If it doesn't get cancelled, it's a huge mistake from Meomaika. And then you just have 2 low ground cannons. The scary part of doing this is when he goes Ravages. Even off of 1 gas, you don't even need the second gas to make 3 or 4 Ravages initially, right? It's the prolonged game where you just need that second gas to continue making consistent Roach Ravager production. But right now, this already dies to Ravages, okay? Especially since we don't have a gateway over here. We just don't have one. So typically, the way we do it is we build this gateway as part of the wall, and it goes right here. It's a nice snug spot for it. And then we have our cyber, and then we can make stalkers at the proxy. There is no production here, so this dies to Ravages. I can tell you that already. Whether or not Meomaika chooses to win and go Ravage is a different question. Whether or not Meomaika assumes there's a gateway here is another question. He just doesn't know, right? He's not scouting. He could scout this. There's nothing to stop him from sending a unit here or around the back. You know, cannons only have 7 range, not 100. In any case, if he's seen that there's 2 cannons, he knows for sure, yeah, he's seeing 2 cannons. Although he may assume it gets cancelled. Again, he can verify this. Only now does the high ground cannon finish, and now he can't really scout that easily from the high ground. With an overlord, you can still bring an overlord here. This overlord right here could be positioned here and see everything. And Hoop now going for a grand total of 5 buildings. Okay, 4? No, 5 buildings. He just wanted it spaced out better. 5 things that do not outrange Biles from Ravagers. So Ravagers could... And Meomaika actually has the Roach Warren quite quickly. He did get it very quickly. He's just not building Ravagers. He took his third instead, and Hoops immediately found that. We'll see what he does with this. It may or may not be a mistake, but most likely this is a mistake as well. You can't really be aggressive with this because you can just put that here and just the production is outside and much closer. So that's more useful. Of course, it does threaten a two-pronged surround. Okay, here we go. We've got 3 roaches. That one's bumbling about, isn't going to get any damage in for a while. 2 spine crawlers come in and 2 queens against 2 cannons, basically. This cannon will probably start shooting the roaches if they bumble around a little bit. But for now, actually, it doesn't seem like that's 7 range. I would have actually wagered that this would hit. But anyway, there's quite a while for this shield battery to finish. So this actually looks like it could be a win right here for Meomaika. He could just be able to stop this. Like I say, he could have just gone Ravagers and won. But this actually looks like a nice defense. This roach finally getting in. He's a bit late to the party. Targeting the spine crawler there, that's not a bad idea, I guess. I know you would target lings for sure over spine crawlers, but spines probably over roaches, because spines do armor damage and also quite a lot. Okay, so these 4 roaches, or 5 roaches, decided to just take a vacation and not fight, allowing the shield battery to finish in time and already get its value. Like, it's already got all of the value it needs to get on this cannon. So that was a huge micro mistake from Meomaika. He just pulls it back and he's like, well, okay, they can stay there. So that's just a pleb move, basically. Hoop hasn't made any pleb moves yet, other than building way too many cannons and having no production. Again, imagine if there were Ravagers here right now. He's got another 31 seconds. Okay, he's chrono boosting 20 seconds, say, until a single unit comes out. Meanwhile, you already have a full hatch and a queen for injects, 2 queens for injects. So you're not gonna not inject consistently. Wow, the spine crawler is doing something. Where are you even going, friend? Look. He's just going to heaven and back. Wow, okay. And yeah, so just Ravagers right now would be the ideal thing for your boy Meomaika. But you know, Hope is obviously better than this guy Maru everyone keeps talking about, so that's the explanation for why this is happening. And even with the mistakes, Meomaika just has no chance, right? So here comes the first Immortal. Meanwhile, yeah, no Biles because we haven't actually got Ravagers. He's got 250 gas, so he could afford 4, say, Ravagers, 3 Ravagers. He has got the high ground, which is very helpful. This spine crawler, I was just about to say, the spine crawler can go forward a little bit. Perhaps not there, further back, because the 3 cannons immediately shoot as soon as he gets high ground vision. So yeah, that wasn't great. If you'd put it there, for example, so it would poke the Immortal but not get shot by the cannons, that would have been ideal. Again, something to note here is that 1 robo production of Immortals loses to 1 base Ravager. You can just make Ravagers, especially when you get a second gas bag on this map, and beat 1 robo production. What you can't beat, generally, is 2 robo Immortals, which is what I do all the time with a Warp Prism. You have so many Immortals, you're just juggling the shields back and the barriers back and into shield batteries, and you don't lose your Warp Prism to Mass Queen, and you have a great time and win the game. But 1 Immortal shouldn't beat this, and 1 Immortal production. But because we've already made it, okay, now the Ravagers are coming out. It's a little bit late though, 4 minutes 30. You could have had them a minute ago and shot out 100 Biles and just decimated everything here. But it's a bit late. We're making some Lings because we're high on minerals and you don't want to make spine crawlers. That's a fair move. Lings are always good. No Biles being shot. Trying to bile moving units is not as good as biling the stationary units that are still going to get depleted. That are still going to deplete the shield batteries, sorry. So the Biles are a huge mistake. We do get some transfuses happening. The Biles now going on a depleted shield battery instead of the cannons. Because there's a shield battery in the back. And whatever shield batteries, if you think about this logically, right, whatever shield battery is going to heal these Immortals, that shield battery is very, very likely to be in range of these cannons as well. So either you force the Protoss to turn off the shield batteries and manually shield battery things, which is very annoying, I can tell you, or he just shield batteries the cannons, and your Biles are very, very efficient, because Biles do a lot of damage, so when they actually hit, it's very significant. So I can say it this way. A shield battery will heal 300 shields, and a bile does 60 damage. So if you have 5 Ravages, every 7 seconds you can deplete a shield battery, right, for free. So that's just minus 100 minerals from the Protoss, minus 100 minerals from the Protoss. Or you start actually killing the cannons, which are, 150 minerals. So it's good math to shoot the cannons, especially when they've bunched up, right? Hoop's got them in a way that you can get 2 at a time. So that, what did I say? That 300 damage becomes 600 damage, and you're having a whale of a time. Every 7 seconds, bile cooldown is very low. You're just not supposed to be able to hit things with bile. That's supposed to make you move, get out of position, all that stuff. Which is, that's why they're so strong in this situation. But Meomaika, I think, hasn't actually biled a single cannon yet, and now he's killed a depleted shield battery, where he could have already depleted like 5 shield batteries if you've shot the cannons. Okay, here's the Warp Prism. It's time for Hupsaiya to shine. We haven't been dodging projectiles yet, but then we do have barrier, so you can say what's the point of dodging projectiles if the barrier is just going to soak up all the damage anyway, and expire by the time you drop the Immortal again. But we only have 2 Immortals, so it's still not terrible. I think Meomaika doesn't have to lose from here. Again, it's just 1 Immortal production. But we've got... Oh, I see. So we've actually droned 6 drones over here, which is so greedy. So we're on an eco advantage for the Zerg right now with 6 more workers mining. Here comes the second robo. It's very late. We've got a couple of Lings over here causing trouble, forcing the recall. Hoop does recall, so he doesn't take much damage from this, if any. And we're back to 2 Immortals over here, and viling the... nothing. Okay, now we're biling the Immortals, and Hoop does lift. So Hoop, not doing godlike micro and dodging projectiles, like right now he should be dodging projectiles, because, Ravages tend to shoot at the same time, so you can dodge 100% of the damage from the Ravages, and then there's just the Queens which don't do much damage. But it actually just doesn't matter, because Meomaika's made a lot of mistakes. Hoop hasn't made that many, apart from a huge one where he doesn't get a second robo. Like, he's got 500 of each resource right now. That could be 2 Immortals, and then a bunch of extra gas, or 3 Immortals if he put 2. I'm guessing... I'll go back and check. But it looks like he's dead. Meomaika should just GG at this point. But Hoop just generally outplayed Meomaika. Meomaika made a bunch of more mistakes than Hoop did. The problem is he didn't send any drone to the low ground to make this more expensive in the initial stage. That was the first mistake. But that was, you can say, well, his overlords weren't in lucky positions. It might not be a necessary mistake, because the overlord positionings that he used might have been better in a macro situation. We do actually get a GG out from Meomaika, which is very nice. Good guy Meomaika. And yeah, so the first mistake for Meomaika, I think, was that. But Hoop kind of counters that. Any value that Hoop got by not having to build an extra 2 pylons to wall in the first cannon, he just completely threw away, because then he wastes 150 minerals building a useless second cannon. This second cannon that he built, or rather, okay, there's 2 cannons here. This is the one that he should have kept. His first cannon was this one. I assume that's because there's less surface area or something. But it's very insignificant. There's no point of doing this at all. So this should have been the first cannon, and then this is a wasted 150. Rather than a bad first cannon and then a good second one. It should have been, if this is a 2-gate build, you build 2 gateways, Hoop, not 1 robo, and you make stalkers, and you have 3 on 1 gas, and that's it. And then you just win with stalkers. That's the build, right? This is a monstrosity of a build that should lose to the initial push, actually, which Meomaika really fails. He could have easily won that, and then just decides to throw roaches in his main. Wait, so that's way earlier. Let's have a look. It was a nice, like, it was a good idea what he's doing. He's got 2 more roaches on the way. He's got 5 roaches basically, 2 spines and 2 queens against 2 cannons and no shield batteries at all. And also nothing coming. There's no units coming. So, okay, this roach getting stuck is a huge micro mistake. Okay, now we're fine. Just this right here, 5 roaches. How many volleys of the roaches did he just not get? Alright. So that would have been a full health shield battery right now. And his 5 roaches would have already killed this pylon and begun killing this cannon complex. And Hoop, because he hasn't got gateways or have any units actually, won't be able to hold this ramp. These need to be Ravagers immediately as well. He just needs to make Ravagers to bile the cannons, and then he doesn't bile the cannons, he biles 1 depleted shield battery. So yeah, overall Hoop just doesn't make nearly as many mistakes. Actually, after he gets his War Prism out, you know, he plays it very well. You know, he's microing the Immortals actively and he's building shield batteries. That's literally all you need to do, as well as dodge projectiles and scout for other bases. But of course, you know, he's taking the 3rd. Another cannon would have been fine here as well, so you don't have to recall an entire Immortal and you can end the game faster. But overall, yeah, I think Hoop just plays better, watches better streams, I'll say. I'll be so boldly as to say. And won. Nice. Good. Good job, Hoop. I'm proud of you. I'm going to keep mispronouncing your name, but I'm proud of you.